Cronin Toyota and Cronin Nissan are honored to partner with Proudly We Served, as well as the continued support of our local active and retired military veterans across eastern Indiana.
I'm Al Bledsoe, Veterans of Foreign War, Post 1108.
And I'm Ron Chappell, chaplain at VBA Vietnam Veterans 777 here in the beautiful city of Richmond, chaplain there. And co-host here with Al at Proudly We Serve. And our guest today, Brian.
I'm Brian Rea. I'm the Disabled Veteran Outreach Program Specialist with the Indiana Department of Workforce Development. Work out of the Eastern Indiana Work One office here in Richmond.
Yeah. Okay, so Brian, tell us a little bit of what you got going. Your event's coming up here in just a couple of weeks. So maybe give us a little information on what's going on there.
So Thursday, October 19th, out at the First Bank Expo Hall in the Wayne County Fairgrounds, we're having our 10th annual Eastern Indiana Veterans Resource Fair and Hiring event. Mm-hmm. We'll have resource providers, employers, wellness providers are all going to come. What we have done over the last 10 years with this event is the veterans of Eastern Indiana were not really close to a lot of the resources we need. Mm-hmm. We have to go to Dayton, we have to go to Cincinnati, we got to go to Indianapolis, we go to Muncie. So what we've done with this event is we try to bring all those resource providers, all those employers into one spot where the veterans can take advantage of it and not have to travel all over the place to take care of their needs.
Man. So do they'll fill out job applications and things like that there? And
yes.
They'll be interviewed if the right person's there?
We have, in the past, we've had employers on the spot hire people. Wow. I would suggest if you're coming and you're looking for an employment opportunity, come dressed for an interview.
Okay.
A lot of the manufacturers that come, they do on-the-spot interviews. So at a minimum, khaki pants, polo shirt, button-down shirt, something like that. Mm-hmm. Show that you're ready to be interviewed for a job.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's usually a pretty large event.
Yeah.
I mean, usually there's just a lot of employers there.
Last year was our first year that we have done a live event since COVID. Mm-hmm. And we had almost 100 vendors.
Wow.
We had close to 50 employers.
Wow.
Wow. So on average, we'll get around 150 veterans. One of the things that's, it could be our fault, we don't publicize enough. Not only do we want the veterans there, we want their family members to come as well. We want the whole family involved. So if you're the wife or son or daughter of a veteran, come out to the event. Take advantage of the opportunity that's presenting itself that day. This year, we've kind of moved it back up to where the event runs 1 to 5 p.m. Last year, we went 2 to 6, talking with a lot of the vendors and getting feedback from the veterans and family members that attended as well. The 1 to 5 should fit a little better for everybody.
Yeah.
We used to go 10 to 2, but if you were working a first shift job, you didn't have the chance to come in. Mm-hmm. If you needed to connect with a resource, you couldn't get there after work. Now, by switching it to in the afternoon, that person who's working first shift can still get there and take advantage of everything that we're offering.
Okay. So if I'm a vet, is there any category of veterans that apply, i.e. Retirees or just
if you serve
2-year service, 4-year service?
No, if you served, show up. One day, show up.
Okay.
We deal with
There's been a few that's only served one day.
They show up at basic training and they go in and they find a medical issue that MEPS didn't find.
Yeah.
You qualify.
Yeah. Okay. So are there any, well, the educational requirements and that would be based on the job?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The other thing to do, especially if you're looking for work, is make sure you come in to the local Work One office here in Richmond, or Connorsville, Rushville, and make sure your resume is good to go. I'll start blasting out emails to all the veterans that I have on my contact list, reminding them about the event. Let's, if you need to sit down and go over your resume before the event, let's get you into the office, or
Oh, that's great.
I'll go wherever they're at, and we'll make sure that resume is good to go. And as far as the resource providers go, I mean, it runs the gamut. We'll have the Dayton VA is going to be there with all, everything they've got. The Richmond CBOC will be there. We'll have educational resources. I know so far we have Ball State, IU East, Ivy Tech, Indiana Tech, Anderson University have all signed up to be there. So they all offer different things for veterans. I can't even begin to describe all the different things that'll be there.
Yeah.
Something new that we're doing this year is we're actually going to have some entertainment going on.
Oh.
Rockin' Rich is going to come in and play some music during the event.
Wow.
When you do these type of events and you go to other events like this throughout the state, you get introduced to different things that we've never done here. So I was approached by one of our vendors last year. He goes, "Hey, I know a guy. He's a veteran. He loves to come play music at these events. Would you be interested in having him at your event next year?" So I called the guy up, said, "Hey, here's the date. Are you available?" He said, "I'd love to come play."
Great, that's awesome.
So he'll come and play. Something we've never done before is the Richmond Fire Department is going to bring out their ladder truck and American flag, and we're going to drape it near the entrance. Something else we're going to do this year is we have a large banner that we hang out on the fence there at the fairgrounds. Well, we're going to encourage everybody that's participating to bring theirs. And we want to see if we can fill that fence from the entrance all the way to the south end.
That'd be neat.
Yeah.
With over 100 vendors taking place, taking part, that's something we can get done. And hopefully everybody has one and wants to participate.
Yeah.
I meant to call a kid from Ivy Tech, Joseph Moore. He does their outreach stuff.
They're coming.
To see if he was going to come. They were on the show, a couple months back, and they were looking for things that they could get involved in, and that's one thing you can kind of jump in the middle of it. Yep. It's very non-committal. I mean, you don't have to commit too much to anything, but with the event that he's got going, there's a lot of veterans that could be hired if they wanted to.
Yeah.
I think if they just take the time to go to the event and talk to some of those people that are there, I mean, there's a lot of people there, I think.
Yeah, and we didn't do last year. We didn't do a traditional opening ceremony like we've always done in the past. We're bringing that back this year.
Al's gonna sing.
Yeah,
I do need a national anthem singer.
I can give you one off the record. I'll tell you.
I am working with the local schools to find a choir to come out and do that.
Oh,
yeah, that'd really be neat.
The one I've used in the past, unfortunately, they can't come this year, so I'm going to get a hold of the local schools and see who can bring one in. We're going to have Mike Thompson. He is the Department of Labor Vets person for the state of Indiana. He's going to speak during the opening ceremony.
Mike Thompson, I don't think I've met him.
No, I haven't.
Is he part of IDVA?
Yeah, he used to be. He used to be the second man in charge, right under Dennis Weimer. He was the director of operations.
Right, okay.
Department of Labor, their vet's position came open in Indiana, and he moved over into that spot.
Yeah.
Mike also used to be our program director for the Jobs for Veterans State Grant Program here in Indiana.
Well, we've had Joe on here, DeVito.
Yep.
And basically, we almost do a double show with him.
Yeah.
He has so much I mean, he's a wealth of information.
Yeah.
How he keeps all that stuff straight, I don't know.
He's already signed up. He'll be at the event.
Yeah, yeah, and he knows the stuff. He knows how he can help somebody. They've been at the dealership before. We put on a little thing at the dealership before, and Dennis and all of them come out. I mean, there's about 6 of them, and it was really a neat event.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting to hear yay or nay from Dennis whether he can speak or not.
Yeah.
There will be somebody from the IDVA that will speak, but Dennis has another commitment that day,
Yeah.
and he's probably not going to be able to get out of it.
Yeah.
He's actually in charge of the plans for the Veterans Day ceremony in Indianapolis this year, and they have a meeting that afternoon.
Oh, wow.
So how far down the
That would
family
be
line
huge.
can someone be eligible? You know, child, grandchild.
If you're
Great
related,
grandchild.
if you're related to a veteran, come. You know this. You know we really want as many people as possible out there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a connection to a veteran, come.
Okay.
You know, with all the resources and employment opportunities we're going to have that day, you know, the more the merrier. You know,
Yeah.
we want to see the expo hall filled. You know,
That's good.
We're gonna do the best we can to get that building filled with vendors
Yeah.
like we normally do, and then you know we're gonna get the word out the best we can, and hopefully people will hear about it and they'll come. You know, we're starting this week. We're starting to drop flyers. Our posters came in, so we'll start getting them out to the veteran service organizations, and we like to put those up in very public places, so like post offices, city buildings, you know, places like that. You know, it's going to be an all-out blitz for the next 3 or 4 weeks, just getting the word out. You know, we'll start emailing, social media, you know, word of mouth. Anybody that watches this program, please pass, you know, the word on to, you know, other veterans and their family members. Hey, this is coming up October 19th. Let's get out there and support it.
Yeah. Okay. I bet
How
these
many
guys are-
veterans do you ever have a handle on like veterans and how many are unemployed or how many are employed in Wayne County? Or do we have a huge unemployment problem with veterans?
We don't have a huge unemployment problem with
Okay.
veterans. The unemployment rate for veterans in the state of Indiana is still hovering around 3%.
Oh, wow.
wow.
You
That's
know,
outstanding.
So, you know, the overall unemployment rate's starting to inch up a little bit,
Right.
over 4% now. But in our region of Indiana and East Central Indiana, we have 3 of the top 10 counties in the state in unemployment.
Wow.
The last numbers I got from last month, Fayette County's ranked number 2, Delaware County's ranked number 5, and Blackford County's ranked number 10. So we've got 3 counties in our service area. They're in the top 10 in unemployment.
Wow.
I believe Connorsville, Fayette County, their unemployment rate now is up to 5.6%.
Do they have a service officer in Connorsville now?
Yes. Ron Stevens.
Ron Stevens. Okay, so
Yeah.
I've met him, I think.
Yep, he does a really good job down there. His office is open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yeah. They do a good job up here, but with Ron Whittick and Buddy, I mean, they really do a good job.
Stay busy.
And they just stay busy. I mean, you can't, a lot of times I just stop by to see them or something, and then they're in the middle of something when I get there, so.
Oh, very rarely do I get to talk to them when I stop by either.
Yeah.
They're with somebody and even, you know, I just had an appointment, you know, personal appointment, and I had to wait a couple extra minutes because Ron had a walk-in.
Yeah.
And by all means, I want him to take care of
yeah.
that person.
Sure.
I'll wait.
Absolutely.
But yeah, they're constantly busy.
We have a strong, I think, that employers, if they look at it positively, though, veterans make very good employees.
Very
I mean,
good.
we have 3 or 4 at Cronin, and they seem to excel in whatever they're doing. So, I mean, that's really a neat thing.
Yeah, and that's what our local veteran employment representatives do when they go out and talk to employers, is they really hone in on the advantages of hiring veterans.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know,
Disciplined. Yeah.
Discipline, we show up to work, we do our job, we don't complain.
Right.
You know,
That's right.
we do what we're told and we get it done as quick as possible.
Get
Yeah.
it done, man. That's
Yeah, I think that's employers really need to take a look at that with the veteran community, because they're more disciplined. You don't have to usually worry about them being on time for work and all of that kind of stuff. So it's there's a lot of opportunity.
What if the chamber, if they were approached with this?
Oh, they are.
They are?
Yeah, they will be. Our employer engagement team out of Muncie is going to be contacting all the chambers, any foundations, those type organizations
Right.
to promote the event.
Good.
You know, and we really don't start promoting till after Labor Day, because we still have a month and a half. And if we start too early, people will forget. Then if you start too late, it don't get out. So through having done this for so long, I've found that about 30 to 45 days out is the time to really start getting the word out.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
I
it'll
agree
take
with that.
me, you know, with the 5 counties I cover, it'll take me most of this week just to get the flyers out to the places, you know, I want to get them out to.
Yeah, if we've got a couple of those, this is the flyer that he's talking about. It's really nicely done this year,
is neat.
and it's big enough you can put it where people will see it. So this is the flyer that he's talking about. It's a good one.
Maybe they could post that to their website here.
I've already made arrangements to get it here and,
All right, boy.
and get it on there.
You know,
Hey, you know, this number 10, so it's just repetition.
Yeah.
For the most part. Of course, we're always looking for new ideas and new things to try, but you know, it's basically been the same event
yeah.
for 10 years. It's just over time, it's just grown.
Let's see, have we had you on 10? Have we been doing this 10 years?
Yeah.
Close to it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've done this 4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
at
4 or
least.
5
the
times.
event.
Yeah,
At least,
4 or 5
yeah.
years.
And then, you know, other times just, you know, talking about unemployment and veterans finding jobs. But
Do you have help with what you do? Do you have an assistant, or you surely got other people that are working
well, we
the same
have
program?
in this area, you know, in Region 6 of Indiana, we have myself. I cover Wayne, Fayette, Henry, Union, and Rush counties. And then we have another disabled veteran outreach program specialist that covers the northern part of our region, which is Blackford, Jay, Randolph, and Delaware County. So he covers those 4 counties. Then we have our local veteran employment representative. He covers the entire region. But his job is to go out and market any veterans that we have that are job ready. He can walk into an employer, drop that resume and say, hey, take a look at this guy. Basically, that we get their foot in the door. You know, that veteran still has to go in, interview, sell
Right,
themselves, and get the job. Our job is to you know, the disabled veteran outreach program specialist, I prepare them for that opportunity.
Right.
The local veteran employment representative, he's the one, he can get directly in touch with that employer and get their foot in the door. But, you know, and then all of our staff in the Work One offices, you know, they can work with veterans too.
Right.
And they spread, you know, the word about the event and help us in marketing it as well. The big thing, you know, everybody's on social media now.
Oh, yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, X now, not Twitter, it's
Yeah.
X. You know, so we'll push it out that way too. And then one year we kept track on Twitter, you know, I looked every time my post got retweeted. And then whoever retweeted it, I would see how many followers they had. Mm-hmm. One year we had it to where if every follower looked at that retweet, it went to over 500,000 people.
Oh, wow.
Now, not every one of those lives in eastern Indiana.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's just how much social media can help in promoting an event.
Yeah.
You know, it may not get to, it's going to get to a wide variety of people. And hopefully somebody who's interested sees that and comes.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, we do that. I mean, I do it with Cronin. I mean, if there's an event just like this, it'll be posted in their social media thing. Who, God knows where that'll go. I mean, because you got veterans all over the place.
Is there a way to get somebody out that, I'm assuming that most of these businesses, or all of them, are able to employ people with disabilities, wheelchair, etc. What about the person who wants to come, but they don't have transport to get them there?
That's always been an area we've struggled in because the bus line doesn't run out there to the fairgrounds. We've in the past set it up. One year we had the Dayton VA had a couple of vans, and we stationed them, one at Post 65 and one at the VFW. Nobody showed up to use it. But if there's somebody out there who thinks that they want to come to the event and doesn't have transportation, get a hold of me.
Okay.
I'll turn over every rock I can to find a way to get you there.
Okay. That's good to know.
But I think that I've got enough friends that can help us out if we got somebody that wants to get there but can't, because they don't have a vehicle or something like that.
Right. Yeah. That's all right. Yeah, 'cause I was thinking, people with problematic disability issues get frustrated, and then if they don't have a ride, that just frustrates them even more and complicates it. Yeah. But that don't mean they don't really want to work. They want to work.
Yeah, and there's a lot of employers out there that will make accommodations, due to whatever a person's disability might be. It could be they can't stand for, longer than a certain amount of time, can't lift more than a certain amount.
Right.
They'll make accommodations.
Right. And don't they get a federal government incentive to?
They can,
They can.
yes.
Yeah. I would expect, especially for military folk. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I would think if they've got something that's a disability, that would be another reason to file a claim. I mean, the way things are now.
Employers should always look into the worker opportunity tax credit because disabled veterans is one of the categories.
Oh, wow. I wonder how many of them know that.
Probably not everybody that should, but that's one of the things that when our local veteran employment representative can go out and talk to them, they can talk to them about programs like that.
Right.
That's part of, selling that employer on hiring a veteran.
Right. So that's assisting him or her in getting some good, qualified, dedicated folk
Exactly.
who will show up for the job.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of veterans. You don't have very much like with us. I mean, there's been almost no turnover at all. Once you get a veteran, once you get him situated or her situated, and if they like the job, like the environment and everything, they're going to stay forever. I mean,
And really, that's any employee. If you bring an employee in and train them right, take care of them, and the work environment is one that's really nice to be in,
That's important.
people will stay.
yeah.
Everybody gets fixated on how much money am I going to make. But a lot of times it's the other stuff that keeps an employee. Could be good benefits. It's a great work environment.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, wage isn't important. We all like to make a little more money.
Yeah.
But, work environment is something that, is sought after by a lot of employees. They don't want to work somewhere where it's, a hostile work environment or anything like that.
Right.
They want to be somewhere where they're appreciated, they're taken care of,
Right.
and they'll stay.
Right. And the pay is sufficient enough to
Yeah,
support
as long as
them.
they can meet their obligations, they're going to stay.
Yeah. My next to the oldest son, he quit driving for a trucking company because, they paid him very well, but there were no benefits. So he quit that job, got a job paying lesser amount, but they've got all the benefits in the world for him and his daughter. Yeah.
And I'm always selling people on working for the state of Indiana.
Yeah.
None of us are going to get extremely wealthy working for the state of Indiana.
Okay.
But our benefit package is pretty darn good.
Yeah.
And, that's why a lot of people stay for so long. And all credit to Governor Holcomb a couple of years ago, he did a wage survey of every position in the state of Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
And they went through and adjusted the pay in a lot of positions. So our turnover's not as high as it used to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, gentlemen, we're down to the last couple of minutes. Brian, once again, tell them who you are, where you're at, how to contact you.
Brian Rea, Disabled Veteran Outreach Program Specialist, Indiana Department of Workforce Development. Work here at the Eastern Indiana Works Work One office here in Richmond. I can be contacted by phone at 765-238-0007, or I can be reached by email at brea@dwd.in.gov. Don't forget, Eastern Indiana Veterans Resource Fair and Hiring Event, Thursday, October 19th at the First Bank Expo Hall at the Wayne County Fairgrounds, 1 to 5 p.m.
All right. A frequent flyer here at Proudly We Serve.
Yeah.
Always enjoy
It's a
it.
good event if
It's
you
good
can
to
go.
have you, too.
Yeah,
So, all right. So we got to check out of here, guys.
Check.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you very
Well,
much.
thanks, folks. Thanks for watching Proudly We Serve.
Thanks for
See you
coming
next
again,
time.
Brian.
Hey, no
Yeah,
problem.
thanks, man.
Anytime, guys.
All right.
Cronin Toyota and Cronin Nissan are honored to partner with Proudly We Served, as well as the continued support of our local active and retired military veterans across Eastern Indiana.